Welcome back to Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 56. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Frank, your learning partner on this journey. Emma, it feels like it's been a while. How have you been?
I've been great, Frank. Busy, but great. I actually spent the weekend trying to assemble some furniture. Let's just say the instructions were more of a puzzle than a guide.
Ah, the classic weekend project that takes a whole weekend. I know that feeling. I was trying to fix a leaky faucet. I am now an expert in how not to fix a leaky faucet. My whole shirt got wet.
It sounds like we both had very hands on weekends, and that's a perfect segue into today's episode. We're going to be very hands on with some new words.
I'm ready. So, what's on the menu for today? What words are we conquering?
All right, get your notebooks ready, everyone. Today we're diving into grade, guess, button, instrument, handkerchief, zone, strictly, oak, talent, and wet.
That's a very interesting mix. We've got school, clothing, music, and even a type of tree. This is going to be fun.
Exactly, a little bit of everything. Before we jump into our word by word deep dive, we want to give a quick shout out to all our listeners.
Yes, if you're enjoying the show and finding it helpful, please take a second to save, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support really helps us create more polished and helpful content for you.
It truly does. Now, are you ready for our first word, Frank?
Let's do it. First up is grade.
That's right. So, grade is a noun with a couple of main meanings. First, it can refer to a level of quality, rank, or value. In Chinese, we can think of this as 等级.
Okay, like high grade coffee or military grade equipment, it tells you how good something is.
Precisely. The second common meaning, and one everyone is familiar with, is a mark indicating the quality of a student's work. The Chinese for this would be 分数 or 年级.
Right, like getting a good grade in an exam or being in the fifth grade. So, how would we use these in sentences?
Let's try. For the first meaning, we could say, this restaurant only uses the highest grade of ingredients.
And for the school meaning, my daughter is in the third grade and is working hard to get a good grade in math.
See, I used both meanings in one sentence. That's a perfect example of how versatile the word is. You can also use it as a verb to grade papers, which means to mark them.
That makes sense. Let's move on. What's next on our list? I guess it's guess.
You didn't have to guess, you were right. Our next word is guess. As a verb, it means to estimate or suppose something without having enough information to be sure. The core meaning in Chinese is 猜测.
This is a word I use all the time. Like when someone asks for the time and my phone is dead, I'd say, I guess it's around 3 o'clock.
That's a perfect daily life example. It can also be a noun, as in, my guess is that it will rain tomorrow.
So it's both the action of guessing and the guess itself. Can we make a few more sentences?
Of course, let's say, I guess she's not coming to the party since it's already so late.
Or, as a question, can you guess how many coins are in this jar?
That's a classic game. It is. And notice the structure. Guess how many. That's a very common collocation. Now, from guessing games to something you can press. Our next word is button.
A button. I have several on my shirt right now.
Exactly. A button is a small disc or knob sewn onto a garment used to fasten it. In Chinese, that's 纽扣, but it also means a switch you press to operate a machine. The Chinese for that is 按钮.
So, a shirt button and the power button on a TV remote are both called button. That can be confusing for learners.
It can be, but the context usually makes it very clear. For instance, I need to sew a button back onto my coat. It's obviously not a power switch.
And to start the coffee machine, just press the green button.
You're not sewing anything there. It can also be used in phrases like button up, which means to fasten your clothes, but also can mean to stop talking. Like, button up, you're telling everyone our secrets.
Haha, I'll try to remember that one. It's a bit more informal, right?
Yes, definitely on the informal side. Okay, moving from buttons to music. Our next word is instrument.
Ah, instrument. Like a musical instrument?
That's the most common meaning, yes. An object such as a piano, guitar, or drum that is played to produce musical sounds. The Chinese is 乐器.
I always wanted to learn a musical instrument. I tried the guitar, but my fingers just wouldn't cooperate.
It takes a lot of practice. But instrument can also refer to a tool or device used for a particular task, especially a scientific or medical one. Think of it as 工具 or 仪器.
Oh, right, like surgical instruments or a measuring instrument.
Exactly. Let's make two sentences. For music, she is learning to play the violin, which is a difficult instrument.
And for the other meaning, the dentist laid out all the sterile instruments before the procedure. It sounds a bit scary.
A little, but it's a great sentence. All right, let's keep the momentum going. After instrument, we have handkerchief.
A handkerchief. That feels a bit old fashioned, doesn't it? People use tissues more these days.
It does have a classic feel. A handkerchief is a square of cloth used for wiping one's nose, face, or hands. The Chinese is simple, so pa.
I always see it in old movies. A gentleman offers a lady his handkerchief when she's crying.
A very classic scene. Even if less common now, it's still a good word to know. You might see it in a book or a film. We could say, he pulled a clean handkerchief from his pocket to wipe the smudge off his glasses.
Or my grandfather never leaves the house without a folded handkerchief. It's part of his daily essentials.
Perfect examples. Just a reminder for our listeners, if you're finding this deep dive useful, please consider saving the episode's word list. And for new listeners, hitting that subscribe button and notification bell ensures you get our next set of 10 words as soon as they drop.
Absolutely. Okay, what's next, Emma?
Next up is zone, Zone. It's an area or stretch of land having a particular characteristic, purpose, or use, or subject to particular restrictions. In Chinese, it's chu yu or di dai.
So, like a no parking zone or a school zone?
Exactly. It often implies rules or a specific function. You can also have a time zone or a danger zone.
It's also used more informally, right? Like if I'm really focused on my work, I might say I'm in the zone.
That's an excellent point, Frank. In the zone is a very common idiom meaning you are deeply focused and performing at your peak. Let's make a sentence for each. This is a pedestrian only zone, so no cars are allowed.
And he's a great basketball player, and when he's in the zone, he can't miss a shot.
Fantastic. Now for a word that connects well with zone strictly.
Strictly. It sounds strict.
It does. It's an adverb. One meaning is in a way that demands obedience. In Chinese, yan ge di. The other meaning is only or just, jinzin.
So the rules are strictly enforced uses the first meaning. But what about the second?
For the second meaning, you could say, this meeting is strictly for department heads. It means only for them.
I see. So it sets a limit. Let me try. My doctor told me to strictly avoid sugar and fried foods. That's the first meaning, demanding obedience.
A good, if painful, example. And for the other, I came here strictly to see you. It means I came only to see you for no other reason.
That clears it up, from rules to nature. What about oak?
Oak is a noun referring to a large tree that is common in northern countries, or the hard wood from this tree. The Chinese word is sangshu or sangmu.
Ah, a type of tree. I think my dining table is made of oak. It's very heavy and solid.
It's a very strong and durable wood, often used for furniture and flooring. We can say, a mighty oak tree stood in the middle of the field.
Or they chose dark oak for their kitchen cabinets. It paints a very clear picture.
It does. A simple but very useful word, especially if you're into nature or interior design. Now for something a bit more abstract.
Talent. Something I wish I had for playing an instrument.
Haha, talent is a natural aptitude or skill. In Chinese, it's tianfu or caihua. It's something you're naturally good at.
So you can have a talent for singing or a talent for painting. It's not something you learn from zero, but something you're born with, right?
Generally, yes. Practice is still needed to develop it, of course. For example, she showed a great talent for music at a very early age.
You could also say the company is always looking to hire new talent. In that case, talent refers to talented people.
Excellent point. It can be used to describe the quality itself or the people who possess it, just like in a talent show. Okay, we've reached our last word for today.
And what is it?
It's wet, which you mentioned at the beginning of the show. It's an adjective meaning covered or saturated with water or another liquid. The Chinese is 湿的.
Very straightforward. My clothes were wet from the rain. The paint is still wet.
Exactly. It's a very common high frequency word. You can use it in sentences like, be careful, the floor is wet after I mopped it.
Or, we had to cancel the picnic because of the wet weather. It can describe the weather itself.
It certainly can. And that's all 10 words: grade, guess, button, instrument, handkerchief, zone, strictly, oak, talent, and wet.
That was a great deep dive. I feel like I have a much better handle on them now.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, to put these words to the test, let's move into our scenario dialogue segment.
Let's do it. What's the scene today?
Today, you are a father visiting a music academy to inquire about your son's piano lessons. I will be the academy's director. We're in my office, which is in a special quiet zone of the building.
Got it. I'm a proud, slightly nervous dad.
Good afternoon. Please come in. Don't worry about the rain, though your coat does look a bit wet.
Thank you. Yes, I got caught in a downpour. Let me just grab my handkerchief. Ah, there. So I'm here to talk about my son's progress. He's in the beginner grade for piano.
Of course. Let's see. Your son. Yes, I have his file right here. I must say, he has a real talent for the instrument. It's quite rare.
Really? I always thought so, but I'm his dad, so I'm biased. I guess he gets it from his mother.
It's more than a guess, it's evident. However, our policy here is strictly to build a strong foundation. He must master all the basics before moving to more complex pieces.
I completely agree. The fundamentals are important. I notice this area is very quiet.
Yes, this whole wing is a practice only zone to ensure students can focus. The walls are even lined with oak panels for better soundproofing.
That's impressive. Oh dear, it seems a button on my coat came loose.
Not to worry, we're just happy you could make it in this weather. Your son is a pleasure to have in our academy.
And that's a wrap on our scene. I think we managed to get everything in there.
We did. We used wet, handkerchief, grade, talent, instrument, guess, strictly, zone, oak, and button. Hearing them in a natural conversation really helps solidify their meanings.
I agree. And now, it's time for my favorite part of the show, the Chinese to English practice segment. I'm going to give you a challenge sentence in Chinese that uses some of today's words. Listeners, you'll have 5 seconds to try and translate it.
We're all ears, Frank. Let's hear the first one.
All right, challenge number one. The sentence is
我猜这件是衬衫的纽扣是橡木做的，这可真是一种天赋。
I'll repeat it. 我猜这件是衬衫的纽扣是橡木做的，这可真是一种天赋。Your time starts now. Five, four, three, two, one.
Time's up. That was a tricky one, combining a few different ideas. How would you translate that, Frank?
One good answer could be, I guess the buttons on this wet shirt are made of oak, which is a real talent. It's a bit quirky, maybe talking about a fashion designer.
I like that. Another way, perhaps a bit more naturally, could be my guess is that the buttons on this wet shirt are made of oak. That shows real talent. Using my guess is as a noun phrase works really well here.
Great point. Ready for the second one?
Ready.
Here it is. 在这个严格的安静区里，我只能猜测乐器的年纪. One more time. 在这个严格的安静区里，我只能猜测乐器的年纪. You have 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one.
Okay, that one connects strictly, zone, guess, instrument, and grade. A very efficient sentence. My translation would be in this strictly quiet zone, I can only guess the grade of the instrument.
That's a perfect direct translation. You could also say, I can only guess the instrument's grade in this strictly enforced quiet zone. Adding enforced can emphasize the rule-based nature of the zone. Both are great answers.
Excellent. Let's do one more.
Last one. Listen carefully. 别把湿手帕留在这个区域，这是严格禁止的. Again, 别把湿手帕留在这个区域，这是严格禁止的. Your 5 seconds start now. Five, four, three, two, one.
All right. That one seems pretty direct. It uses wet, handkerchief, zone, and strictly. I would translate it as don't leave your wet handkerchief in this zone, it's strictly forbidden.
That's the most accurate translation. Spot on. You could also say, leaving a wet handkerchief in this area is strictly prohibited. Prohibited is a good synonym for forbidden in this context.
And that concludes our practice segment. You all did a fantastic job. Practice is key, and trying to form these sentences yourself is one of the best ways to learn.
It absolutely is. And that just about wraps up our show for today. But before we go, let's give our listeners a little taste of what's coming in the next episode.
Ooh, a sneak peek. For our next session, we'll be tackling jungle, color, appropriate, municipal, string, food, meat, image, overlook, and lick.
That sounds like another wonderfully random and useful list. I'm already thinking about sentences for jungle and lick.
It's going to be another great one. A huge thank you to everyone for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. It's the best way to support us and help the show grow.
It really is. We love making these episodes for you. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll talk to you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.